This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by using my referral link in the description below. Alright, so there are a lot of really good rares in this set. I don't think this is one you first pick. It's not bad, but it's nothing special really either. I mean, there are times where it's insane and like sweeps away your opponent's board, defeats a battle and whatnot, but most of the time it's not going to work out that way. So it's very situational. Invasion of Volgrotha is a nice battle because it's actually removal, so it's on my radar here. We do have a couple of powerful signposts, but given that they're gold, I'm always a little less inclined to take those, at least early in a format. Skittering Surveyor is nice fixing, but we probably just take the battle. That's also a removal spell. 5-mana Lightning Helix that turns into a creature sometimes is pretty good. Emery is hard to make work in the format. There just isn't enough artifacts that are like recursive. Furnace Gremlin's pretty good. So is Volcanic Spite, and in fact, I think Volcanic Spite's probably better. Just great removal. So, yeah, I mean, kills lots of things for only 2 mana and gives you some card selection. That's big. I do like the Gremlin. But, yeah, we're going to take Spite here. The Corrupted Conviction's okay, but certainly not something you take early, you know. It is always a bummer when you take a card in one color and then the next pack has 0 to 1 cards in that color, but it happens. So we do have another invasion here. I had some, the deck I did really well with in early access was a blue-black mill type deck. This one I don't think is nearly as good as Invasion of Volgrotha, mostly because it doesn't really help you attack it in the same way. But it's not bad. But there's also just a Deadly Derision. So I kind of feel like I just take the really good removal spell that's also fixing because, why not? So we started with 3 removal spells. Not a bad place to start, I don't think. How early is too early to take Gainlands? I mean, it depends on how this format shakes out, but usually I'd say in pack 1 you probably don't take any of those super early unless you have a really weak pack. So it's a little early, but it does feel like this might be a Prince format. Yeah, I mean, just based on looking at the cards and how many of them are bombs at Rare and Mythic. But things may not actually pan out that way. So black-red, as usual, it's a sacrifice deck, if that's where we end up. Okay, some strong cards here. In particular, I think Notvold Hermit, Gargantua, and Storm Sculptor are pretty good. Javelineer is not bad, especially if we get some more battles. It gets a lot better. This isn't bad either. Yeah, I mean, I think the Hermit might just be the best card in this pack, and I could consider taking it. We're not locked in on anything. I think that's probably what I'm going to do. Sculptor is like in the same boat. The difference is I'd have to end up in both those colors to really want to play it. I mean, the Javelineer is not bad, but I think I'm going to go ahead and take this and see what happens. Another Invasion of Amonkhet is interesting. Nezumi Informant's not bad. I'm curious how this card will pan out. It does feel like it's too narrow. I mean, there just aren't enough. I guess if you have like 5 battles, maybe you think about it, but that's hard to make happen. We've got a Jungle Hollow. I mean, at this point, I wouldn't hate taking a Gainland, actually. Because, in this particular pack, Agar's pretty good. Not as good as he was in Kaldheim, but yeah. I think Cryptomancer is nice as well. I think I'm probably supposed to just take like a good black card. And I think that's what we'll do. Mono black. It's good sacrifice fodder if we really end up in a deck that's doing that. So the reprints do appear in physical boosters. So I think a pack can have 3 rares in it in this format, potentially, because there's a fixed battle slot and a fixed reprint slot, and then the normal rare slot. I might be wrong, though. So, another good battle. This one fights, and we do have one good green card, so I'm sort of inclined to take it. I don't think Rada's very good in the format. You know, she was quite good in her own, in the format she was in, Dominaria United, I guess. All these sets sort of run together in my head, because they're all sort of the same theme. So let's take Invasion. I'm leaning a bit towards black-green. The Volcanic Spite pick, you know, we might be able to splash it, but, you know. Yeah, every pack has a battle in it. Every single pack. Ooh, I love me some Nezumi Freewheeler. You know, even if you're not the self-mill deck, or the mill deck, generally, it's good, but if you are, it can be insane. And it doesn't look to me like we're going to be, but, you know. A 4-mana 3/3 with Menace that can transform into a 4/5 with Menace that reanimates a small thing from either graveyard. It's pretty good. Kind of crazy to me that the Geoderm made it all the way around. Zada's interesting, you know, if you have enough tricks. So I'm probably going to take a red card here, I guess. I could take the Geoderm. You know, all three of these are fine red cards. Because there's so many bombs, I think prioritizing removal is pretty important. I mean, it's really early. It's very difficult for me 2 drafts in to have any sort of, you know, perfect feel for things, but that's my early impression. But yeah, we'll take the Geoderm. I think it has the most upside of all of those. And then we get another one. So we also have Herd Beast, which I like, and Skittering Surveyor, which would help us splash. Protocol Knight's pretty good, but we're not in a deck that's going to make that work. So interesting. It does feel to me like our black and green cards are good enough that I don't really want to be red-green, if I can help it. I think I'll take the Surveyor. Might help us splash something. All right, pretty good red card here. And I guess that sort of means the ship hasn't sailed on red, so I think we'll take it. Okay, Cryptomancer, Invasion of Amonkhet is back. Another decent red card. Nothing in our, you know, 2 main colors at this point. Probably supposed to take a red card just because that's where we've been leaning a little bit. So that's what I'm going to do. And it's a fine red card. So, all right. I guess red's pretty open. I think I like the Javelineer the most out of all of these. We may well turn into a red-green deck at this rate. I like Cryptomancer, but I'm going to take a red card. Lots of Signpost uncommons just wheeling in this draft. Kind of interesting. Yeah, I mean, I guess green is far from... don't hate a free gain land. Ooh. All right, so we have another black battle, and might just be the best battle in the set for limited. It's just, you know, maybe the blue-white one is better, but, you know, we're splitting hairs. This is a really, really good removal spell that you can easily transform because it kills something. So that's what we're going to take. And now we have very strong incentives to say black. We may be black-red rather than black-green in the end, but yeah, we definitely take Invasion of Innistrad here. Kind of doubt red-green's going to happen, so I'm glad I didn't take a second Geoderm. I mean, it may be open enough that I'm supposed to try, but I don't know. We could splash Invasion of Muruganda or whatever. Thank you for the sub, Soul Cannons. Thank you for the sub also, Conmart. Ooh. Okay. Another really good black card. It is a clunky 7-mana one, but it's kind of hard to lose when you cast it. I think we take it. Let's just jam all the good, really good black cards into our deck and see what happens. So yeah, mills both players 10 cards, and then you reanimate a card from each graveyard. So yeah, green feels like the less likely color now, which is interesting because red really did not seem open for a lot of that last pack, and then it just sort of, like our last 3 picks were all red cards. So we do have a Surveyor, so splashing is definitely on the menu. All right, another really good red rare. I mean, it's insane, but it's a very good removal spell. I do like Ramosian Greatsword. But yeah, we're taking this. I wouldn't mind, you know, Aetherblade Agent or Consuming Aetherborn wheeling, or the Greatsword. Though we're not going to be, like, amazing at Greatswording people. At this point, it sort of feels like we're supposed to lean into control. Well, here's Kogla and Yidaro. It's probably the strongest card we've seen so far. And, you know, we do have some green cards, but the really good black cards we've compiled are enough that I don't think we go crazy here and take Kogla and Yidaro at this point. Yeah, I don't think so. Dismal Backwater doesn't help us right now. Ickershade's okay. Oh, Furnace Gremlin is much... Yeah, I'm happy to take Furnace Gremlin. I somehow overlooked it that whole time. But yes, we will take it. Kogla and Yidaro definitely better, obviously. But, you know, it's demanding enough of your mana that you basically have to be red-green or have a boatload of fixing to cast it. And we're not there. You lost to Breach the Multiverse twice this weekend. That's rough. Yeah, I imagine in Sealed it's even better, because Sealed is usually slower. So getting to the point where you can cast it is a lot more likely. Yeah, I guess the Gremlin was hiding in their shadow. Okay, another Invasion of Muruganda. Not that we are in that color. Good red cards here. Good red and black cards here. We've got Final Flourish. We have okay sacrifice fodder. Nothing insane yet. I think Heal Slasher is the other card that's on our radar. Captive Weird is really, really good if we were, you know, in that area. But we're taking one of these. Final Flourish or Heal Slasher. We have enough removal that I sort of feel like I should take an impactful creature at this point. So, yeah. Invasion of Ergamon. We do have a Flywheel Racer, which is fixing. I'm probably just going to take Hanger Scrounger. Certainly not exciting, but it's fine. Yet another Geoderm. Okay, so we've got Vanquish the Weak and Timoret here. Again, I think we have enough removal. I should probably just grab a 2-drop, even if it's not one I play on turn 2 that often. It's a fine card. I mean, gains us some incidental life. Hates on the Graveyard, which definitely matters in the format. Oh, hello. Kind of a late Fearless Scald, I feel like. Right now, we're not really doing what Black-Red wants us to do, which is a deck that Ickershade would be better in, because we're not that good at sacrificing things, so... Yeah, casting Italian and Two-Headed Giant is wrong. Yeah, I mean, it's already busted enough. I had it as number 1 on my bombs list, didn't I? Yeah, I think that was what I put at number 1 in the end. Okay, another Vanquish, but also a Gloomfang Mauler. I think I'm kind of in for the Mauler a little more than the Vanquish. I love Swamp Cycling, and then I love that it's this huge threat. Both good to reanimate with, like, Breach the Multiverse and stuff like that. This is going to be a really good card, you know, to combo with any reanimation effect. And, yeah. So, we don't really want any of these. I guess we could take a green card on the off chance we somehow end up back in green. We really don't want that to happen, though. Right now, I don't have anything I really want to splash. I mean, Invasion of Muruganda is cool, but, you know. We do have a bunch of removal, and we have expensive cards, so that part's good. So, the Greatsword came back. I don't really like Scrap Chomper. I don't think it just isn't good enough at sacrificing things, and it's basically bad until, like, the extreme late game, and that's not really where you want to be. I'm going to take the Greatsword. We're not the best deck in the world for it, you know. I would probably want to be a little more aggressive, but it's not bad. Good old Seed of Hope. I think that's going to be the last card in a lot of packs in this format. Invasion of Segovia is pretty good, but obviously it's blue. There is a Stoke, the Flames, which is great. There's also a Stormclaw Rager. Stormclaw Rager is very, very strong. Question is whether I think it's better than Stoke, and I don't know that I do. In a deck where I already have several good removal spells, I can maybe swing it a little bit more. taking Stormclaw over Stoke. Yeah. I think I'm going to take the Rager. They're close, but our deck could really use, you know, some synergy. We don't have to have it, but it would be nice. So Stormclaw Rager it is. So we've got Consuming Aetherborn and Shatter the Source. Yeah. Shatter's a nice removal spell. Aetherborn, I mean, I do feel like we're a little short on creatures, and it is one. You know, the lifelink backup is pretty good, too. It's not letting me click anything. That's cool. Oh, recent updates on Arena. Well, hopefully it's going to give us one of these. What do I need to do? Do I change my view? Will that fix things? Oop. Too late. It's too late now. So we messed on that pick. I don't know what happened. We got Invasion of Ikoria, apparently. Yeah! So Kenra's Spellspear is great. I'd probably take it over Volcanic Spite number 2. It's that good. I mean, a great 2-drop. Big problem for the opponent all game long. Ooh, now we get Rankle and Torbrand. The rares are really coming our way. I wouldn't mind Invasion of Regatha. We're not really that good at abusing Furnace Rains, unfortunately, but... You know... Yeah, bunch of removal and expensive, powerful cards seems to be like where I'm gonna go here. So we do have the black-red battle. Do I think it's better than Gift of Completion? I think I probably do. It's not insane, but neither is Gift of Completion. So we got one random pick when we were gonna take. I mean, luckily it was between two like medium-ish cards, wasn't it? Wasn't really excited about either, but it's still frustrating. Marauding Dreadship, if we were good at sacrificing things, would probably be alright. Swiftwater Cliffs doesn't really do anything for us. Well, it wasn't swapping the view that broke the thing. It was not letting me pick before I swapped the view. I guess I'm going to grab Dreadship over Beamtown Beatstick here. Don't know that it's going to make the cut. I do have a sneaking suspicion this will end up being a card I underrated, though. I don't know how good you thought battles were going to play, but so far they've played about how I expected them to, which is to say they've been fine. You know, they're good. Almost all of them are playable, and many of them are very good. You don't always transform them, of course. We'll take Shatter the Source. I think the more expensive things we've picked up, the more interested I am in grabbing more removal. So Furnace Host Charger gives us another big old creature that we can grab a land with. But maybe we just want a Prankster. Yeah, it's a good 2-drop. We have a lot of big old things at the top of our curve right now. Okay, so Nezumi's Informant and Rawl's Reinforcements, both pretty good. I don't hate Ren's Resolve, but with as high of a curve as we have, it does get significantly worse. So I think I'd rather have Reinforcements over the second Enforcer. Okay. I think our deck had turned out pretty good. I mean, not, you know, one of the key things is just that we have a bunch of good rares that were just, like, in our colors. So, you know. Yeah, the cheap ones, another Shatter. This is real late for a Skyclave Aerialist. Yeah, so I don't think we're really going to want Skittering Surveyor in this deck in the end. We don't really have a reason. I mean, it helps us hit a land drop, but I don't think we're super desperate for such a thing. Yeah, the cheap ones, I think, have the potential to be the best. We do get a random Highlands. But basically, any of them that do something to the board, I think, are pretty good. The ones that are more synergy pieces, like the Invasion of Amonkhet, like, it doesn't feel busted to me, but it's pretty good if you can take advantage of what that card already does. So, okay. So we did end up with, like, a pretty low curve overall. Yeah. Do we really need 2 Shatter the Sources? Probably not. Then we have some medium cards. Like, I don't see Historian being that good in this deck. It's fine, but... And I'm not sure about the Dreadship. If I had more sack outlets, I think I'd be more into it. I do want to play with it, because the more I think about the card, the more I'm like, it's probably not a D+, like I gave it. But I have played against it once, but without ample ways to sacrifice stuff, it does seem less good. You know, we have a little bit of that going on, but not as much as I would like. So, Great Sword. We only have 14 creatures. I mean, we do have Volcanic Spite and a few battles, but... You know. I mean, if it's too warped as a princely format, it can sort of ruin things in terms of synergy. Yeah. It does feel to me like this set is less synergy driven, certainly than All Will Be One was, and probably more so than any set we've seen recently. It just seems like a lot of the archetypes have like a few payoffs, but they're mostly, you know, good stuff decks. It's early, but, you know, that's how I've felt. Other than Blue-Black, I mean, that's the deck that I've played with and against that feels the most synergistic. So... what do I want to cut? Maybe it's the Great Sword in a deck that only has 14 real creatures. Yeah, All Will Be One went a little too hard on synergy, basically, and to the point where you were like really pigeonholed into some specific decks. Yeah, let's cut the Great Sword. Got a bunch of removal, have some big splashy expensive things, and a little bit of sacrifice synergy. I'll take it. All right. Got some battles, which I think playing with is really interesting. And I think all the ones we have are the above average or better battles. Well, we actually have the black-red one, don't we? It's pretty good, but it's probably better than average, but not by a lot. Pretty good hand. All right, well, there's a breach for later. I think our prankster's probably dead. It is. I think I try to play Stormclaw next. It sort of feels like they're just going to have another removal spell. I could put the counter on... play Hanger Scrounger instead, because I care less if it dies. Yeah, maybe I'll just do that. It's going to back itself up as it eats a removal spell. Yeah, had a feeling. Yeah. Let's play our Stormclaw Rager now. We're actually not that far from Breach the Multiverse, which is kind of crazy. Mostly because this gives us a treasure. Alright, well, we're going to have to kill her. Obviously enough. She makes all these tokens way better. Why doesn't she have the alternate frame? I guess they can choose a different one if they want to. So yeah, I think we hit her with Deadly Derision. Then I'm going to attack. I don't actually think I want to sack this treasure because next turn I can breach the multiverse. So that's pretty nuts. Yes, you can make some funguses. So right now, there's not anything super amazing to reanimate, but there's a pretty good chance we mill something awesome. Or a couple somethings awesome. So let's go for it. Let's breach. Okay, so we got our big old Gloomfang Mauler. Obviously, we're going to take that. Grafted Butcher, Taza Karlov, Icarshade. Their stuff isn't nearly as exciting. Are you a Phyrexian? No, you're an ogre. Do I want Taza more? I don't have that many ways to make counters, but a 2/4 might just be better than all of these. Oh, they only have one card in their hand, actually. I could also take Grafted Butcher so they don't have Grafted Butcher, which matters. Nizumi Informant would make them discard the only card in their hand. I think we'll grab Grafted Butcher. So... Oh, it made all my creatures Phyrexian. I missed that upside. Let's put them on the Butcher. And... in the turn. That was pretty sweet. And I have Shatter the Source to break up any double blocks and stuff like that. Plus, I have Fearless Scald right now, so I can just give Double Strike to my Gloomfang Mauler. Yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna do. Hello. That's 14 damage. Potentially. And they're taking it. Okay. Can't say I expected that. I was going to say, I think they can deal with our Mauler, but I can also cash it in for a card. Well, and then there's Invasion of Innistrad. So, yeah, we just need to kill something here, so let us do that. And we actually want to kill one of the smaller things so they don't get another blocker. And then we will attack them. Well, that game went really well. We just got to sort of, you know, cast Multiverse on turn 6 or whatever. And it was just like, okay, you get 2 really good cards. So, no black mana, but we do have Volcanic Spite, which will allow us to put a card back, and we're on the draw. So I think we can keep it. Yeah, we do have 1 double black card, which is... 2 double black cards, actually. Maybe I'm supposed to mulligan. Probably am with 2 double black cards. This is much better, so... What do I put back, though? I mean, I'm a ways away from Wrinkle and Torbrand, but it's also really strong. I'm leaning a little towards one of these. I guess probably Reinforcements is a little better early. Yep, that is a good 2-drop. We also have a pretty good one. I'm trying to decide if I want to play it or reinforcements. I think I want to play the Prankster. It's going to carry a counter a little better from our Scrounger. Yep. So I guess I could have left mana up and just planned on Volcanic Spiting that before it transformed. I wonder if that was just a better play. It may have been. But for now, we're going to do that. And do I want to discard a card? Not really, honestly. Yeah, I probably should have just left mana up, because I could have, to kill the Thallid. Because now that it's transformed, they're going to get a 1/1, no matter what I do. May just be transforming this on our turn. And a Furnace Gremlin. Okay. So you'll be a 4/3 if I transform you. That makes them sack something. Doesn't seem too bad. Making a couple of 1/1s isn't terrible either. Actually, I can play this and leave up Shatter the Source. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, so we'll do that. Yay, Convoke. Need to draw a mountain. No attack at all. That surprises me a bit. I don't think we fire off Shatter here. Doesn't really make sense to. Hey, there's red mana. Okay, well, I think that means now we play Wrinkle and Torbrand. It may eat a removal spell, but that's okay. I'm gonna make us both sack a creature. Don't really want to give treasure to them. And I can always choose the other one. It's not like it matters, so. Although, what colors are they in? It might matter, actually. So, let's just sack a creature. They have 3 creatures that are going to leave behind bodies, unfortunately. But we do have our token, so. Didn't want a Skittering Surveyor. It's interesting they didn't transform this at the end of my turn. Oh, good. So, the good news is I have a legendary creature. Yeah, so, yeah, they couldn't choose an option that was, well, never mind. They get all the value in the world. That's kind of funny. Okay, well. They have these in play too. That explains why they weren't using their using them to add more to the board. Yeah, we're in trouble. Obviously, resolving a board sweeper like that is not good for us. I can defeat a battle, but I'm not sure how much that's going to end up being worth it. Alright, so we're going to try to kill this. We do. We're going to decline. Darn sweeper. Alright. Well, we will pass again. So I could let them defeat this and then just kill it. Might just be better. They're only attacking me, though. With one of them, I mean. Let's think. What risks are there if I let them get this first? There aren't really that many, I don't think. Let's just let them have it. This way, I can let them have it at a time when I can deal with it. Okay. Not bad. Can start gaining back some life. Darn it. Alright, so we're going to do this in response. 2 target cards. Gain 1 life for each creature. Okay, I'm going to go after creatures then. So they're going to be able to transform this turn as well. This is very not going well for us. You know, I think I have to turn something on or off because when I drafted, they had the real card style, but now they don't. So the thing to remember is if your opponent is not sacrificing any of their stuff, it's probably because they have a sweeper. Like that, you know, they were holding on to the tokens. I can kill one of these things, and I will, but it's not going to help me that much. I could target this instead, but it doesn't really do anything. It's a 2/1, so it's not great. Alright, so we will kill this. I remember for a Korea, I turned off some setting because I was tired of seeing Godzilla. And it may be that same setting that's causing us problems now. Yeah, they got us. That sweeper, I was thinking they had to choose one or the other so I'd get to hold on to something, but then I recalled that they could name both. So they just swept away our whole board and theirs, but they were prepared. They had a bunch of creatures that left behind value, and then they had 2 incubators. So I really needed to draw lucky there, like hit or breach or something like that. That kind of thing probably gets us back in the game, but we didn't do it, so. It must be a setting thing because in early access, when I had a card from the bonus sheet, it had the correct art. Oof. All right. I mean, it could be worse. Could be worse. I'm probably going to put back Informant. Yeah. definitely a situation where we leave up mana for our thing. I guess they can't transform it yet, so maybe that was unnecessary. It was. Do I still use it now? Probably not. I'm good, double black. So, I do think we have to do it now. I should have played the Gremlin, but now that I didn't, I do sort of have to count on, you know... If I don't leave up the mana for Volcanic Spite here, they transform this and attack us, and I can't block, so that's very bad. So, which I guess probably means I should have played Spite just at the end of their turn, and I probably will here if they don't do anything. Put Timoret back, probably. Since I need 2 swamps for him, and he's not, like, insane or anything. Alright, so they do this now, which works for me. Yeah, we'll put Timoret back. Still not a swamp, but we can get a swamp. And then we got another swamp. That works. That works pretty well. So let's play our Furnace Gremlin. What do they have going on? Do I swamp cycle? Thing is, if I get another swamp, I'm not that far from playing this. Okay. Then we'll play Prankster. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and transform it now. Yeah, I guess they're having some pretty serious problems. Yeah, see, now I'm glad I held on to Gloomfang Mauler. So, we will buff this once. Then leave up mana for Derision in case they play something. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of crazy to have 4 lands in play and not being able to play anything. I can't really fathom what they had. Handful of 5 drops? I don't I don't know. Got our first Mastery Orb. Yeah. But when you have 2 mana of 2 colors in play, and then you have that many cards in your hand, the idea that they would all be the wrong color or the wrong mana is very strange. Like, you'd have to have a really weird deck makeup for that to happen that way, I think. Alright, this is a keeper. Lots of 2 drops. Good removal and our big ol' breach spell. I wonder if I'm going to lead with Kenra Spellspear. I think I am. Puts them under the most pressure. If they have removal, they have it. But if they don't, like, attacking with Volcanic Spite up and stuff is insane, so... May even just be worth transforming this next turn, too. I'm probably supposed to just kill this thing with Volcanic Spite before synergistic things start happening. So let's do that. I'm thinking about putting Shatter back just because of our current situation. We're not exactly desperate for... I mean, we've got a good removal spell that will Surveil. I mean, Enforcements isn't great. It probably is our worst card in our hand. We're not that far from Shatter. Alright, I convinced myself. Nice. Invasion of Innistrad is a spicy one. Stuck on 3. Less than ideal, certainly. Thinking they have something here. Yep. Alright, we'll play out Furnace Gremlin. Okay. Keeping me off the board is good, that's for sure. Makes me regret putting Ral's reinforcements back, but if I can just draw a land, I feel like we'll be okay. Apparently that's a pretty big if, though. Let's see. Which of you is going to be more useful? I think I'm going to go with the Gremlin. Don't think we block. I mean, we can cast Pile On with Convoke for one thing. We're not going to be able to block anyway, so solves that problem. There's a land. I think I just pass. Leave everything up here. I could play the Heel Slasher as a 3/4 first strike, but they could just tap it. So I think it's better to just leave everything up. Let them do what they're going to do, and then do what I'm going to do. Which is kill Quende, probably. Probably with Pile On, because Surveil would be pretty nice right about now. Yes, let's pass the turn. Meeting of Minds. Yeah, alright. I kind of thought about casting Invasion of Innistrad in response, but yeah, I think we cast Pile On. I mean, the thing about Invasion of Innistrad is I can transform it in the relatively near future, but I think Surveil sounds a little more useful right now. Yeah, I don't really want either of these, so that was easy enough. Alright, a land is pretty good. So, putting a counter on Heel Slasher is pretty good because of its ability. I mean, on the Gremlin, that is. Yeah. So let's play Heel Slasher. Stick the counter here. Then we're going to pass. I mean, I think we can outlast them most likely. Especially because we have a Breach in our hand. They said good game. I guess they were too frustrated. Little did they know we had like 2 of the best black rares in the set in our hand. Which would have been even more annoying for them. So the only time we've lost so far was to a sweeper. But I guess we also had one opponent flood out and one opponent. We've won a couple of mana games, I think. Okay, pretty good, pretty good. Saw the removal. Even more removal. Oh yeah, we're killing Anafenza. She is a problem. Do I put anything back in an attempt to find like a creature? Probably. Maybe I'll put a mountain back. Of course, we kind of need to hit 4. We have 4 right now, but surely we'll hit it in our next couple of draws, right? Yeah, so let's put the... Okay. Well, we haven't hit it yet. We do hit a creature, though, and then if they play a creature, we just get to play Invasion of Ozgol and kill it, which is Pretty good. Pretty good. Into the fire. Yeah. Back-to-back bonus sheet creatures. Alright, so yeah, we'll play Invasion of Ozgol here. I am regretting a little bit putting my land back. I think... Is it more valuable? I think it is. Invasion of Olgrotha can hit this, so... I think we will go ahead and hit that. I need a 4th land... You know, like this one. Wow. How many bonus sheet white creatures are they going to play? Okay. 3-2, I guess, is better. Yeah, Daxos is getting big. We have 2 cards in our hand that can kill him, but that's not helping us right now. I think we'll take the 3. Oh my god. Oh, putting the land back has been brutal. I should have put Invasion of Olgrotha back, clearly. I mean, you know, probability says there was like a very good chance I was going to draw a land somewhere in here, and we just didn't do it. I think I probably attack with Hanger Scrounger here in an attempt to hit a land. Because at least it's a trade, and yeah, we'll go after our battle. And we are going to discard. I mean, I kind of have to play Ral's Reinforcements. Am I supposed to discard Invasion of Olgrotha? Certainly not either of these. It could be the Fearless Skull just because I'm so far from mana for it. I think it's probably the Invasion. Okay, well, could be worse. Just say, I don't think they're going to let me do that. Let's play the Spell Spear. Put your 4th land back when you have a handful of 4-drops. I mean, I was a little unsure about it. They're attacking less than they probably should, and I think it's because they're afraid of me beating this battle, because why not attack with the Sanctifier? Goodness. So, the battle's helping us, I guess. But what we really need is land number 4. Lands are a myth. Yeah, I even drew 1 extra card. Come on. Yeah, we'll block with you. Oh my god, my deck is really punishing me. If I had that 4th land, we may have won the game, is how much of a difference it makes, because we would have been able to play all 3 of these, plus a 5-drop off of Deadly Derision's Treasure. So... You know. Hey, they're attacking with more things. I'm gonna take 4, I guess. Hey, it is something I can play, so I'll take it. It is easy to say getting rid of the 4th land was the wrong play, but it's also like, what are the chances I would have gone this long without drawing my 4th land? Like, just from Fiery Volcanic Spite alone, I drew a card and then I drew another card on the next turn. So, you know, all right. Well, I'm going to try to kill the Sanctifier. I think they pretty clearly have a trick, though. Alright. They gain a bunch of life. We get a 1/1 Incubator. Surely they play something else. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, man. Okay. And, well, that actually isn't quite game. We'll go to 1. I can block Enduring Bond Warden with this. And concede. Every game has its pros and cons. I mean, if you don't have a good resource system that actually affects the construction of your deck, you end up being Yu-Gi-Oh! Where the game doesn't ramp up at all because you can just do everything on turn 1. And your deck doesn't have to have resource cards in it, so it's even easier to go off. So, I mean, you know, they're kind of at opposite ends of a spectrum. Okay. Yeah, we've got Gloomfang Mauler, so we keep... It's been an interesting draft, because... Out of Mana Weave on Arena. Oh, man. It is interesting to me that people think of resource systems as, like, automatically bad, and, I don't necessarily agree. Let's play Spell Spear. I think it's part of what makes Magic interesting, especially when you throw non-basic lands into the mix. I mean, it depends on the format, certainly. Some formats aren't that interesting in terms of what they want you to do mana-wise, in terms of limited. Hello, Motel Farm. Hey, that's nice. I think we swing with both here. We're gonna bump this once. So we're gonna be able to cycle this for a swamp and then maybe get it back later, which is pretty good. Overgrown Pest. Hopefully they just get a land. They do not. They get a Batal. No attack. Alright, so let's Swamp Cycle. Grab a Swamp. Hey, there's Invasion of Innistrad. Okay. I'm probably just supposed to play Fearless Scald, though. Yeah. Question is, where do I put the counter? I think probably on Spell Spear. Nice. Drop him to 9. Ooh, that one's gross. So yeah, the Skittering Surveyor immediately has a good attack. They must have the 1 red mana trick here, but I think we still block. No, they don't have it. Interesting attack then. I am surprised they attacked in that situation. Okay. Well. If I had 1 more mana, I could get rid of both of their creatures. That would be sweet. Can I win here? Oh, yeah, probably. I was focusing a little too much on wiping their board, but yeah, all I have to do... Oh, yeah. So yeah, I go Deadly Derision. We'll kill this. I don't even need a treasure. I mean, I have a treasure. I guess to be safe, I can do this too. Yeah. Yep, we could clear the board in the end. But we didn't even really need to. That was the funny thing. I just needed to kill the blocker and attack for lethal. Okay, I like it. Lots of 2-drops, 2 mana. You know, works for me. I mean, more mana would be good, of course. We'll go with Spell Spear here. Hey, there's a third land. Does my opponent block if I attack? I mean, I would say no in most situations. Like, it's just so hard. And I mean, the worst case for me is that they trade. So, I think I'm okay with that. It's brave to block a Spell Spear here. They do. Because if I have anything there, like, they're in a lot of trouble. But, that's okay. Like I said, that's the worst case scenario, and it's not that bad. Yeah, maybe they keyed on it. Yeah, it's pretty good. Thinking Informant Prankster more than I'm thinking Redcap Heel Slasher. I mean, the Heel Slasher is more of a, you know, beater, obviously. Eh, let's just play the 3/4 first strike. Okay. Well, I think we attack. Then we play Nezumi Informant. Make them discard something. Sunder the Gateway. And then we'll also play Pyretic Prankster. It's pretty spicy. So yeah, they get to kill a creature, do 1 to that. Yeah, that works pretty well. We are going to let it hit the invasion here. It's highly unlikely they transform it. Okay. Well, don't really love the idea of attacking anymore. Should I just leave up Shatter the Source or play Furnace Gremlin? I think I play Furnace Gremlin. And we'll pass. Okay, we're gonna block with Heel Slasher and see what happens. That's what happens. Would it have been better to double block? I mean, we get blown out either way, but... Okay, so we're in a lot of trouble now. I think we have to leave up Shatter the Source. But it's not really going to solve our problems here. Like, I can kill this if it, in response to it transforming. Oh, good. Captain Lannery Storm has joined. These have been some weird games. Like, we had games where we really got to do everything we ever wanted. And then the other game, mini games, it's been very difficult for us to get our deck up off the ground. All right. So, you get a treasure token. You're attacking me, huh? That's interesting. So I can keep this from transforming here. Huh. Well, okay. So I'm gonna chump block. Are we? Let's block her, and let's assign a chump blocker here. They may have a trick. That might be their plan. And... okay. We're going to do that. So we get this 2/2. Oh my god. Alright. Yeah, things either like really went our way or didn't go our way at all. Feast or famine. And it was it's from this draft, it's very difficult to tell whether or not our deck's good. Okay, Pylon's helpful. Alright, so we're gonna pass. See what we can make happen here. So if that transforms, I think we have to kill it. I think it's more of a problem than anything else. Because it makes 2 creatures, right? Tapped an attacking creature. It won't have any counters, but it's definitely a problem. Of course, yeah. Alright, so let's pile on. Breach, not going to happen here. We do want this land, though. So do they both attack Invasion of Regatha? No, they both attack me. I think I take 8. Alright, land. You get to play a big creature finally. Of course they have removal. Why wouldn't they, you know? Yeah, we're dead if they attack us, and they do. What a weird draft. I don't feel like I learned much of anything from this draft, which is not great. Just because the games were so polarized between things going really well and really bad, I didn't really feel like I got a sense of average.